Scandals, stolen billions, luxury yachts, and Hollywood blockbusters. The story of JHO LOW, the alleged mastermind behind the 1MDB scandal, has it all. Dubbed by many as the greatest conman in history, Low orchestrated a scheme so massive it shocked the world and left lasting scars on Malaysia's economy and reputation. Born into a wealthy Malaysian family, Low rose to prominence as a high-flying financier with connections to celebrities, politicians, and business moguls. But beneath the glittering surface was a man who allegedly siphoned billions of dollars from Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund, One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB. This isn't just a tale of greed and deception, it's a story that highlights the vulnerabilities of global finance, the influence of corruption, and the price ordinary people pay for the crimes of the elite. JHO LOW's journey from a privileged upbringing to international fugitive offers a rare glimpse into how power and greed can corrupt not only individuals but entire systems. In this video we'll uncover JHO LOW's life, the mechanics of his audacious fraud, and the global fallout that continues to resonate to this day. How did one man pull off one of the largest heists in history? Let's dive in. Low Tek Jo, known as JHO LOW, was born on November 4, 1981 in Penang, Malaysia. Raised in a wealthy family, his father owned a manufacturing business, giving Joe a privileged upbringing. The Low family was well connected in Penang's Chinese business community, granting Joe access to resources and opportunities far beyond what most could imagine. He attended elite schools, eventually studying at Harrow in the UK before enrolling at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. It was here that Joe began building the connections that would later define his career. He befriended the children of influential figures, including politicians and businessmen, laying the groundwork for his global network. One key relationship was with Riza Aziz, the stepson of Malaysia's Prime Minister Najib Razak. This connection would prove pivotal in Low's rise to power. By the time he graduated, Joe had already positioned himself as a deal maker, cultivating relationships with Middle Eastern investors and members of Malaysia's political elite. In the mid-2000s, Low began advising Malaysian government-linked companies on foreign investments. His knack for navigating the corridors of power quickly gained him attention, especially from then Prime Minister Najib Razak. By 2009, JHO LOW was instrumental in the creation of 1MDB, a sovereign wealth fund aimed at driving Malaysia's economic development. But what began as a promising venture soon spiraled into one of the largest financial scandals in history. 1MDB was initially conceived as a tool for national development, pooling funds to invest in infrastructure, energy projects, and other sectors. However, under JHO LOW's influence, the fund became a vehicle for embezzlement on an unprecedented scale. Low used his charm, connections, and keen understanding of global finance to manipulate the system. He forged partnerships with major banks, structured complex financial transactions, and exploited regulatory loopholes to divert money from 1MDB into his own accounts. Over $4.5 billion was misappropriated, according to US prosecutors. The stolen funds were laundered through shell companies and hidden in offshore accounts, before being spent on a lavish lifestyle that included luxury properties, art, and even the financing of Hollywood films like The Wolf of Wall Street. JHO LOW's antiques were legendary. He threw extravagant parties attended by A-list celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Miranda Kerr, and Paris Hilton. He gifted diamonds to supermodels, bought luxury real estate in London, New York, and Los Angeles, and purchased mega yachts and private jets. His spending was so excessive that it raised eyebrows among financial analysts, but he always managed to maintain the facade of legitimacy. One of the most audacious elements of the scandal was how Low manipulated 1MDB's global image. He presented the fund as a legitimate initiative to attract foreign investment, earning the trust of banks like Goldman Sachs. These financial institutions played a crucial role in underwriting bond sales worth billions, unknowingly or perhaps negligently facilitating Low's fraudulent schemes. The scale of the 1MDB scandal was so vast that it triggered investigations across multiple countries, including the United States, Switzerland, and Singapore. Authorities uncovered a web of corruption involving politicians, bankers, and intermediaries. Najib Razak, Malaysia's former prime minister and a key figure in the scandal, was accused of receiving hundreds of millions of dollars siphoned from 1MDB. In 2020, he was convicted on multiple charges of corruption and sentenced to prison, a monumental moment in Malaysia's fight against political corruption. For banks like Goldman Sachs, the scandal was a public relations nightmare. The financial giant was accused of facilitating low schemes by underwriting bond sales for 1MDB and turning a blind eye to red flags. Goldman eventually paid billions in fines and settlements, making it one of the costliest scandals in the bank's history. Meanwhile, authorities seized JHO Low's assets, including a $250 million yacht, a $100 million penthouse in New York, and priceless works of art by Picasso and Monet. Despite these measures, Low himself remains elusive, allegedly hiding in China and evading extradition. The investigations revealed how global financial systems were exploited, with shell companies and offshore accounts providing a cloak of invisibility for Low's activities. This case exposed not only the greed of one man but the systemic flaws in international finance that allowed such a scheme to flourish for years. Those who knew him describe a man who was both unassuming and charismatic. He could effortlessly blend into high society while working tirelessly behind the scenes to orchestrate his schemes. Low was a master manipulator, exploiting his charm and intelligence to gain the trust of some of the most powerful people in the world. He understood how to leverage global financial systems, taking advantage of jurisdictions with weak regulations and building an intricate network of shell companies to conceal his activities. The 1MDB scandal serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, weak governance, and the global nature of financial crime. It exposed vulnerabilities in the international banking system and highlighted the role of enablers, lawyers, bankers, and accountants who turned a blind eye to Low's actions in exchange for a slice of the pie. For Malaysia, the scandal was a turning point. It galvanized the movement for greater transparency and accountability, leading to the downfall of Najib Razak's government in 2018. It also underscored the need for stronger safeguards to protect public funds and prevent corruption. On a global scale, the scandal raised important questions about the responsibilities of financial institutions and regulators. How can we prevent similar schemes in the future? And what can be done to hold not just individuals but entire systems accountable? JHO Low's story is one of ambition, deception, and excess. It's the tale of a man who exploited the cracks in global finance to steal billions, leaving a lasting impact on Malaysia and the world. What do you think of JHO Low's story? Is he a criminal genius or a symptom of a much larger problem? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most shocking financial scandals of our time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. See you in the next video.